When Caitlin Wilcox stepped off the plane at the Oaxaca airport, a wide smile spread across her face. The bright blue sky was dotted with a few marshmallowy clouds, and the mid-afternoon sun lit up the lush hillsides surrounding the small airport with an effervescent green. She had gotten on the plane in an overcast, drizzly Boston and gotten off in a tropical Mexican paradise. She had 2 months of freedom ahead of her in this postcard-perfect place. Even when she saw a donkey standing happily on the dirt runway, watching passengers deboard the puddle jumper, she laughed with delight. The donkey was the first real sign that she was in a foreign country, and it sank in that she was finally here. It couldn't get much better than this. But it could, because just then she spotted Sabrina, her truest, dearest, best friend of years and years, waving maniacally from the airport doorway. Cat grinned and waved back excitedly, but then froze when she saw that, standing next to Sabrina, holding her hand, was a boy. Wait a minute. A boy? Cat blinked in surprise, but then she recognized the telltale glow in Sabrina's smile and the sidelong glances of adoration she was casting at the tall, muscular, copper-haired hottie beside her. She'd seen that look on Sabrina's face too many times to keep track. Cat shook her head, laughing. True, she hadn't expected this so soon into their summer, but this was so typically Sabrina. She'd probably met the guy on the plane, or maybe even in the terminal once she landed. It never took her long to find a new crush. She went through boys like they were chewing gum. 5 minutes and the flavor was gone. Cat had always felt sorry for the poor guys who fell hard for Sabrina and were devastated when she broke it off. This guy, cute as he was in for the same heartbreak. Cat was sure. It was just a matter of time. In all likelihood, Sabrina would be over him by the 3rd date, and then she and Cat could get this summer started for real. In every one of their nightly IM sessions, and the dozens of emails and phone calls they'd swapped since Cat had moved from Scottsdale, Arizona to Boston, all she and Sabrina had talked about was making this trip together for the summer study abroad program. It was supposed to be a summer of girl bonding, a summer for Cat to forget how the rest of her old friendships had been lost with her move, the emails and calls from her diving team buds and classmates petering off into a pathetic dribble. Sabrina's was the only friendship that had survived, and as long as Cat had Sabrina to talk to, her old life in Scottsdale wasn't gone forever. This summer, Sabrina had promised to get Cat up to speed on everything she'd missed in Scottsdale, and Cat had vowed to perfect her Spanish, a language she loved. That was why she had wanted to come to Mexico. That, and her desperate desire to escape her new family and her new home. As if her mom's whirlwind romance with Ted Starling hadn't been bad enough, she had to go and marry the guy. After dating for only 3 months. Cat had hoped she would have been more cautious after one failed marriage, but there was no accounting for adults, especially those on the rebound from a messy divorce. And to torture her even more, 2 months into the spring semester in Scottsdale, her mom and Ted forced her to say goodbye to her high school, her friends, and her home of 16 years to move to a northeastern metropolis she'd never even visited before. Faced with the possibility of spending a miserable summer in Boston, Cat had, with Sabrina's help, developed a master plan for escape. But a boy had never been included in their master plan. Still, here he was, so Cat would make the best of it. Sabrina might go through boys at the speed of light, but she'd never forgotten about Cat in the process, so Cat would just deal. Besides, he wouldn't last long anyway. Cat shifted her carry-on onto her shoulder and walked toward Sabrina and her new man. "Kit Kat!" Sabrina waved, jumping up and down in her classic hyperdrive fashion from the other side of the tarmac. "Cat, over here!" "Easy, sweets," Cat heard the boy say to Sabrina. "I think she sees you. You've gotten the attention of the whole airport." Sabrina ran to Cat, almost knocking her over with a hug. "Hola, Hola, mi amiga, she cried. Bienvenida a Mexico! Oh my God, it's so great to see you! She held Cat at arm's length, looking her over. Cat noticed Sabrina looking like her eco-friendly self as usual, her long legs set off in a dye-free hemp skirt. From the linen scarf she'd tied in her hair to her sage-green espadrilles, she looked like she was ready to take on the jungle in style.